How do you see the foretellers playing out? Because I don't see that. I see them dispersing over time. I think half of them will abandon the master and half of them will stick around.
So, assuming they're all coming back immediately after the Keyblade War,
Yes.
because it looks like that's what happened. I think Gula is going to take the route of Ava, which I think Ava is Subject X. I do not think Skuld is Subject X. I think it's a red
That's
herring.
right. We have not unwrapped that.
Yeah.
Care to tell us more about Ava being Subject X? Because I am personally
Yes.
convinced that it's Skuld, but I'd love for you to make me a believer that it's Ava. So give me your
Okay.
best pitch right now.
So let's address the elephant in the room that I got called out on first. According to the character file of either Lee or Axel, in one game, in one tiny little sentence, it says he was searching for the girl with black hair. So we can conclude she has black hair, though I can also promise you those reports are not accurate. I did a whole video rereading Lushu's reports after the Union Cross finale, and it's not accurate. It's just not. Anyway, so we know she has black hair. The people who have black hair in this females who have black hair in this series, Skuld, obviously, Shion, and we don't know about the foretellers. So I believe something happened to Ava. Her heart joined with Kyrie's because I think she also holds a lot of hearts. And then somehow, like when she becomes Subject X, she loses her heart. It joins Kyrie's because Kyrie's also right there with Subject X. And then because of that, that's why Shion has black hair. Because Ava would have black hair if she's Subject X.
So, couldn't I make the same argument that maybe Ava has blonde hair and that's why Namine has blonde hair?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're saying
Absolutely.
it could go either way. Interesting.
Yes.
Because it's
I
a good point. We don't know a lot about Subject X. A lot of people are taking the dark hairline and sort of rolling with it that it's Skuld. But you bring up a good point that the foretellers deliberately had their faces and most of their hair
mm-hmm.
colors hidden. Like I think Ira is really the only one whose hair you can see. Um, but
But we
interesting.
know she's the only one missing. Um, and we know that Lushu saved Subject X, which people have pointed out to me that it could be any dandelion because he would be attached. But no, I think it's Ava. That is someone that he talked to about the Master of Masters in the Book of Prophecies, changing fate, avoiding the Keyblade War. Like they had a really big bonding conversation. And I think he also helped her escape through the date escape, like through like corridors of darkness or whatever he did to escape. So, but I
Uh,
think somehow that led to her going to the agent or to the experiments with Terrador.
I think you raise a good point that we know Luciu is the one kind of looking after Subject X. Um,
Mm-hmm. And
he
he makes
has
a
more
point
of
to
a
save her.
history with Ava than he does Skuld. And that's not to say that he doesn't have motive for looking after Skuld. He outright said he would watch over the dandelions, but he does have a much more intimate history with Ava. So the idea
Mm-hmm.
that he would want to keep careful watch over her
Right.
makes a lot
And
more
save
sense.
her.
Also, like I'm fully convinced Luciu's going to outright betray the master, which would give him further motive for wanting to look after Ava, because Ava's clearly someone who does not agree with the master's viewpoints, and maybe that's
Right.
why Luciu poked at her a little bit before the
Yeah.
Keyblade War. He wanted to see where she was at. Like, oh, this
And
is the
wanted to
master's
change
plan,
fate.
Ava. What do you think of that? You know?
And I think he wanted to encourage her to change fate.
And do we know the outcome of their battle?
Um, we know that once their keyblades struck, the war
Keyblade War
began.
started.
And then that was the end we saw of the two of them together, I think, ever.
Yeah, so we don't know who won that fight. It's very possible Luciu knocked her out and then was able to put her through the whole Subject X
Yeah.
like venture. Because yeah, we
It's
don't know how
also
we know Luciu didn't get killed. Like that's what we
right.
know.
It's also possible that in hearing the bell toll, they realized what had happened and they just stopped, saying,
Well,
"Oh no, the Keyblade War is starting now."
oh wait a minute. Also, this might also help connect when he's like, I guess Ava didn't make it after all. And then
Yeah, that she had a mission to complete, and she did it.
Mm-hmm. And she carried it out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's very possible that she's the true dandelion, and that him sending her away like that, maybe that's how her heart gets lost, and she
I'll say
subject X.
this. I'll say this. I'm not fully convinced, but you've gotten me to stop thinking it's for sure Skuld.
I think she and Ephemer made it together, and they did the Adam and Eve thing.
That's something.
Which would mean Ava is subject X.
Because she would be the only one left.
Right. It can't be Envy. Envy got summoned.
Yep. Oh, wow. You really might be onto something there. That's cool. That's why we brought you on. Right there, everybody. You just watched a clip from my podcast, The Landy Lodge. If you are interested in more content involving video games and RPGs, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel and be sure to follow us on other platforms like Twitch, Spotify, and Twitter. If you want to become a Sage of the Lodge, feel free to become a YouTube channel member or follow the link in the description. Stay beautiful, sickos and normies, and we'll catch you on the next one.
May your heart be your guiding key.